Out content and there's a freaking error. What's the error? Stream 2. I shut down Stream 2. Is it working? Can y'all hear me? Are we getting some audio? Are we live? It looks like we might be, but then I'm not so sure. Don't see it over on YouTube just yet. Y'all let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Why is it not pushing out? There it goes. There it goes. Just took it a second. Took it a second to work out over there. This is a bit of an impromptu stream. I apologize for that. We were done with Wednesday streams for a while. I was gone this week. It's been a busy week. We got a lot to talk about, but I planned on not streaming today. But it looks like we might tick over 100,000 subs. You can see that actually it's over here for you guys in the bottom corner of the screen here. That is the current live sub count. It should, in theory, move. Look at there, just moved right there to 99,733. I'm not sure we're gonna hit 100K tonight unless we stay up all night. Like 267 subs is a lot of subs to add in one night. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, like you're the one keeping us from getting to 100K. But I appreciate you watching nonetheless. But again, let me know, is the audio good? Is the video good? I am going to get the chat going here so I can see it. What's going on, everybody? We're only live on YouTube tonight. Quantum says the hat is almost there. Nice. Kyle, I just noticed that your hat ships today as well. I haven't updated the email on all of that, but yeah, CH, the growth has been crazy, guys. It's exciting. Definitely did not expect to get here this quickly. Honestly, didn't know if we would get here at all. Y'all have to understand, I've been doing YouTube for like 5 years, and my other channel has like 6,000 subs. Now, it's about a topic that nobody wants to talk about, but the fact that we've gotten here in, really, we started prepping a little bit in June and posting like some old TikToks over here, but really starting to focus on the content in July. So early July, here we are right at the end of November. So we will have passed it in what, July, August, September, October, November? Like that's 5 months that we took to get from pretty much zero. I think right at the start of July, we might have had 30 subs or something like that, to 100,000, which is crazy. I'm going to sip on this 9-year-old Old Fitz right here. Now, some of these Old Fitzes are my favorite. This one is getting pretty close to the end, and once they get this low, they really need to be drank. So I'm gonna sip on this guy, have a couple of pours out of it, finish this bottle, and then when we hit 100,000, we're gonna crack open this brand new, fresh Old Fitzgerald 17-year bottle in bond and give that a try for the first time. So excited about all of that. Appreciate it, Quantum. I appreciate you playing and participating and winning that. At Bull, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Ron says it sounds and looks good. Thank you. Again, this was very last minute, and I got an error when I went live, but I think I had not properly deleted the second stream that goes out to TikTok, and so I think I got an error on that one. So no problem there. Seems like it's all good. So again, it's been a busy week, and we were in Kentucky this week actually. Had quite a few folks there, and we did our first Brewzle store pick, which I'm excited about. We did it with the Barrel Bourbon Company. We had the two Seths, and John and Kyle went up there with us, and unfortunately Nate couldn't make it, but we were looking forward to hanging out with Nate as well. And we went up there to Kentucky. It was an eventful trip. Tell you about this trip real quick. So I decide it's going to rain. It's going to rain, and it looks like the weather's going to be really bad. So I decide I'm just not going to take Maggie. I'm not going to take the Lincoln. It's, I don't mind it being outside, but I just don't want it in like severe weather for 2 or 3 days because we do have a little rust under the vinyl top. So I'm just like, I'm gonna take the truck. I walk outside, I've loaded all of my stuff in the truck, and I see Maggie sitting there, and I was like, there's no way I can't take Maggie to our first store pick. Like, I just can't do it. Like, this just can't happen. Jill's like, I thought you were crazy anyway for saying you were going to take the truck. So we hop in Maggie, and I'd already taken her to my mechanic, had everything checked out. So we drive up to Nashville and have a great lunch with J Rock that's in the Discord. I don't know if he's in here, but we went and had some Hattie B's Nashville hot chicken. So I have this weird thing where I can't eat food with a geography in the name unless I'm in that geography. Like, I'm never going to go to New York and have a Philly, right? So it seems only fitting if I'm in Nashville when I have some Nashville hot chicken. So we did. It was delicious. Got back on the road, and it's just a 7-hour drive without stopping, and you're not going to not stop in a Lincoln Continental. It needs gas. We actually clocked it. I think we got 12.5 miles to the gallon to Kentucky. So we're driving down the road, and we start hearing a loud ticking, like a loud ticking. And so I was like, I don't know what that is. So I slow down just a little bit. It goes away. I was like, okay, well, maybe something got in the fan, something weird like that. Like, I just had this thing checked out. Everything should be fine. So I get off on the next exit, just check. Everything's fine. Get back on the interstate. 30 minutes later, a loud ticking. And this one lasts for a little longer. So I get off the next exit. As soon as I stop, like, I pull off the exit to stop, to look at it. As soon as I stop, it quits. So I get out and I look around, and I find like this little metal hose in there that's kind of disconnected. I think it's part of the smog system. It's not connected to anything, and it's long enough it could have blown into the fan. I was like, maybe that's what it is. It's a metal thing. It could make a ticking sound if it was hitting something. So I just kind of tucked it behind the battery cables, and we got back on the interstate, and 15 minutes later, the ticking started again, this time even louder. And I pull off the interstate. Of course, where I pull off is another interstate. Like, I was just like, first exit. I get off, it's another interstate. I have to go 8 miles to get off this thing. And I don't want to get off right on the side of the interstate. Like, I want to get on the exit. I don't want to die. So I have to go 8 miles, limp this thing down 8 miles. Get out, it's still ticking, valves ticking like crazy. So we limp it to a gas station. Turns out it's 2 quarts low in oil. Now, it was full of oil when we left. Pretty certain of that. So it is burned 2 quarts, no smoking, no nothing. It just burned 2 quarts of oil from here to Kentucky. So we got some work to do on Maggie there a little bit. Apparently these Ford 460s are notorious for that, if there's some crankcase ventilation problems. So we got some work to do there. But we got there. We got to Kentucky, just put some oil in her. She was fine. Got her to Kentucky, drove her around for a couple of days. She did a good job. We're there. We do our barrel pick. We drive up Sunday. Monday, we get up early, and the group meets at Buffalo Trace. So we get to Buffalo Trace and, get recognized a couple of times, which is really fun. Apparently, somebody posted in the YouTube comments that they saw Maggie in the parking lot and thought we might be there. A gentleman that worked there recognized us and helped us out with a little bit of an employee discount on all the junk we bought while we were there, a bunch of T-shirts and hats. And I bought this is probably a bad purchase. This costs as much as a bottle of Blanton's, but it's a Blanton's. Look at the size of that horse. Like, look at this. Just look at it. Look at it. I had to get the S, but now I want all of these. I want all of these now. I can't just have one. I need all of these things. Forget this. I need all of these guys. This is how the whiskey should come. But then we went and did our barrel pick. We had some really good options from Barrel Bourbon Company. They really hooked us up with some good options, and I think we picked a really nice barrel that'll be here probably sometime in January. Make sure you're in the Discord if you want to know more about that. But then we go back to Buffalo Trace. So we drive an hour to Buffalo Trace, come back, do the barrel pick, then go back to Buffalo Trace. We also did go to Peerless right before. We went to Buffalo Trace, came back to Peerless, really cool place. We may do a Peerless store pick soon. What do y'all let me know in the chat what you think about a Peerless store pick. But went back to Buffalo Trace, and the guy who had recognized me in line and gave me a little bit of a discount on some of the things we were purchasing wanted an autograph. but he wanted me to autograph a bottle. But he's like a young dude. He was 21 years old, 22 years old. But he didn't have the money for the bottle, so I ended up buying him a bottle, a Buffalo Trace, so that I could autograph it. I feel like I'm bad at this. I don't know. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go. But that was cool. My first autograph I ever signed for anybody, which is always a little awkward. But we had a good time. You know, it's always good meeting folks that watch the content and stuff. So let me catch up on the chat. I've been talking a lot. Story time. Hope you got my samples. I have not yet, but if they were sent to the P.O. box, I have been out of town, and the person who checks the P.O. box has had some COVID exposure. So if they went to the P.O. box, I should be getting them. I just haven't had them lately. Bandit, thank you for joining, man. Appreciate you watching. Would love to do a meet and drink someday. Love the channel. Congratulations on all the success. Well, thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, Kyle's got to work tonight. That sucks. That sucks. On your live talk bourbon to me, you only had 5K subs. Yeah, that's Gio, you called it, man. You called it. It's been crazy. Nashville hot chicken is good. And I apologize, I'm trying to tell that story, so I missed a lot of chats. What's up, Seth Kirk? Yeah, Jason, the chicken was delicious. Country boy in the house. Hey, you got here just in time. Just in time. Appreciate it, Fury. Cheese wontons today. We might have had a little crab rangoon last night for dinner. Yeah, y'all make sure you're in the Discord. Nate's dropping that in there for me. Party Source, next time I'm in Kentucky, shares a parking lot with New Riff. I definitely want to go do some New Riff stuff. We've got to plan more time. Like, I just didn't have near enough time. I had to get there, I had to get back, because next week I just got back into town, and then I'm gone a few days here, and then next week I'm gone again. So I'm going to have to go to Indianapolis for a couple of days. You didn't miss the 100K. Where are we at? 99,750. Has that thing been moving? I think just want to make sure it's still moving. Sometimes if my mouse is not focused on it, it quits turning over. So a full 250 is all we need. It's gonna be tight. I don't know if we're gonna get it tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. I've never tried creek water for sure, James. Finally opened up the Makers 101. Nice. So right now I'm having the Old Fitz 9-year, trying to finish that off. And if we actually hit the number, we're gonna crack this Old Fitz 17. So y'all do let me know what you're pouring tonight. So I bought a few bottles while I was there. We'll go over the bottles. Not a lot of them. Not a lot of them. Just didn't have a lot of time. But we did the store pick, and then we came back. We had a little issue with Maggie on the way home, too. A little worse than the issue going back up there. So apparently I'm coming back home. I'm on the interstate, cruise control set, 75 miles an hour, just rolling. And I hit like a repaired spot in the road. I'm in the middle lane, 3 lanes wide, in the middle lane cruising. I hit a repaired spot in the road, and a chunk of asphalt slings up in the rear tire, hits my fender skirt, knocks my fender skirt loose, which hits the wheel and takes my hubcap off. And I just hear an awful noise. I think the car's over. I think the rear end's blown. Like, it's an awful noise. Never heard a noise like that. And I look up in the mirror, and I see my hubcap just going that way. And so I went down to that. Of course, it's 6 miles to the exit. Go down to the exit, get off, and that's when I realized my fender skirt's gone too. So I drive back 8 miles, and then turn around and come back to get to where the incident was. But this is like 7:30 in the morning. It's super busy, and we can't find this hubcap or fender skirt anywhere. And so we have just lost a hubcap and fender skirt. So now I got to go find a fender skirt and have it painted to match the car, and find one of these fairly rare hubcaps, which there are some on eBay, but they're like, I got to buy 4 of them, and they're like $200 and something. So we, I don't know. I'm having my doubts about road tripping a Lincoln right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm having my doubts. That was the first big road trip, and there were more issues. Like, how do you plan for a fender skirt just flying off from a rogue piece of asphalt? Like, I didn't even, this first car I ever had with fender skirts, never even knew that was a thing. So now my good original fender skirt is just lost to the ages. Yeah, Country Boy, 250. Look at that, 239. We might, hey, it keeps going like that. We might make it. Y'all keep hitting that subscribe button if you're not. Everybody check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like button for me if you would. Get more folks in here. You know, comment, let me know what you're drinking. More people we get in here, maybe the more people we can get to subscribe. We could get to this number tonight. That would be fun. Matt found it when it was around 13K. Well, that was only like 4 months ago. So, but that's early. OG. What's going on, Kenneth Miller? How you doing? I'm a little behind. Let me try to get caught up. Where's the name come from? So Brewzle was an app that we were trying to develop, or a website we were trying to develop before there were apps, about beer recommendations. And we ended up not doing it because we couldn't get the data, and there were some competitors that kind of popped up that were way ahead of us on that. And so we didn't use it. I hope once the whole strategy of what we really hope to do here plays out, the name makes a little more sense. Because, you know, the goal is not necessarily to just be bourbon. It's to kind of branch out and have maybe different people reviewing different stuff, you know, because I don't really care much for Scotch. I drink a little beer, but not all of them. But, like, could we cover all spirits, right? Have somebody who's really into tequila or whatever, you know, talk about that as well. And whether that's one channel or multiple channels, or I don't know how that's going to manifest itself at this point, but we've just started with what I like, and that's bourbon. Nashville is beautiful, but it smells like dumpster water. I mean, it was fine. We didn't go like super into Nashville while we were there. Got a bottle of Midwinter Nights Dram today, Miles. Nice. Congratulations. Larceny Barrel Proof C922. Excellent choice. The bottle's fantastic. Nice. Good evening, Toshi Bake. Elijah Craig, 23? Lord have mercy. Man broke out the good stuff. Yeah, Seth. Maggie has cruise control. She has automatic dimming headlights. You know, power seats, power windows, power door locks, power trunk release. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but in 1972 on the Lincoln Continentals, they actually offered something very similar to anti-lock brakes. I'm not sure she has it, but she stops really well. Getting a bottle of Buffalo Tracer Belle Meade. If it's the Belle Meade Reserve, go with that. 108 proof, delicious. If it's the Sour Mash, either one. Yeah, that hubcap, I'm surprised it didn't pass me. It was going that way. But honestly, I didn't even know I'd lost the fender skirt until I got down and stopped. Now, once I stopped, I was like, well, now the sound makes more sense, because you wouldn't have heard that sound from a hubcap flying off. But it still sucks, you know, because it's original hubcaps, original fender skirts. Just gone. And I have to have a 72 or 73. Luckily, we just bought the part 73, but I'd sold it to a friend, but he said I could come get the fender skirts off of it. So I'm going to go grab the fender skirts Saturday, and I'll have to have them, you know, fixed up, sanded, and painted, but we'll be able to fix the fender skirt situation. But now it's like, do I find another hubcap? Do I buy the 4 hubcaps on eBay that match? Because these are the more rare optional hubcaps. Or do we just go ahead and splurge for some wheels? I don't really have the budget to splurge for wheels, but you know, I may, we'll see. Pretty decent for a 35-ish bottle, 100 proof with rye notes, made by a music artist from Gadsden, Alabama, Yellow Wolf. What bottle are you talking about, James? I didn't see a... I guess I missed a comment from you, James. I don't know what bottle you're talking about, or maybe the comment's way up and I've just missed it. Country Boy says he was here at what, 400 and something subs? Nice. What's the best way to drink whiskey without a burning feeling when no chaser or mixed? There's a technique, man, but I'm really, really terrible at describing it. So this is 100 proof whiskey in a Glencairn, and I didn't have hardly any burn on that right there. But I can't really, I've tried explaining it to people, and I just look really dumb when I try to explain how I swallow that whiskey to where it doesn't burn. Posted to my Facebook, this live stream to the Facebook. We're going to have to start promoting the Facebook. We're starting to grow a little bit on Facebook. We do have about 13,000 subs over there, followers over there now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if Will's in here. If Will's in here, he could post it over on Facebook to promote it. Patrick, the Slim with the $1 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. No message. Hunting in Alabama is challenging. I'm from Central Alabama, so I can't reach other states. I understand it is difficult. You do have the lottery coming up in 2 weeks, though. Like weekend after next is the Alabama lottery. Even if you didn't win, get there early, line up. You're going to get some good bottles. That's where they release most of the good stuff. To be honest, the only reason I knew I was at the right place for the barrel pick was because Maggie showed up. We're going to get it fixed, Seth. We're going to get it fixed. We've got to do a little work. I got to figure out the oil burn. Even if I got to rebuild the engine, I got to figure out the oil burn. Although you can just keep putting oil in her, like that's a thing you can do. The freaking fender skirts, that's just one of those weird, fluky, unfortunate things, right? But I do think wheels instead of hubcaps. That way I just don't have to worry. Although you say, like, if I had wheels, it would have destroyed the wheel. And then I would have been out in the money for the wheel instead of the hubcap. If I buy these hubcaps, at least comes with 4. So we can just keep replacing them. But yeah, that's when you know you're starting to, the car is starting to be a part of things when someone's like, hey, they post on YouTube, we saw Maggie, like, where are you at? Huge craft beer guy, nice. Yeah, I used to, we were trying to do some stuff. Like I said, that was probably 12, 14 years ago now. But we'll get back around to some beer stuff eventually. I've tried some Uncle Nearest, Patrick. Yes, I have the 1856. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. Thought it was fine. What's up, Matt Horn? Everything's going good, Cayman Cellars. Wild Turkey 101 lately. Hey, that's a good sip. The perfect first expansion. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C921 Surf Rats dropping there. Nice. Tried Jameson. You like Jameson steering wheel? We get stitched up here in Australia. Can only find the 80 proof. There's an 80 proof Buffalo Trace. Isn't Buffalo Trace 90 proof? Is there an 80 proof they ship to you guys, or you just typoed on the 90 proof? Thank you, DKG. I appreciate it. Where are we at? 775 right now. That seems to still be moving. Yeah, I got to go with the rims. The problem is the rims I really like are super expensive, and I just can't. Like, I'm not even close. I don't have a 20% of that budget yet. So, cheers, Quantum. And thanks, DKG, for swinging by. It was good. Our first try of Irish. Okay. I'm not a huge fan. Now, Jameson is super light, super easy to drink. So if you're not into high proof stuff, if you want things that are just a little lighter and a little easier to drink, Irish whiskey is going to be your jam. Don't let me hate on it. I'm looking for something a little more intense and full flavored at this point in my whiskey journey. So I'm not a huge fan of Irish. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not what I'm drinking typically, right? Creek water. Oh, I got you. That's right. Sorry about that, James. Yeah. You asked about creek water a little while ago. It's Dave. Just Dave. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Well, thanks for jumping in here and chatting with me. Just thoughts on Yellowstone, not the show. Well, on the show, I've seen the first season on an airplane. I haven't seen any since. It looked like a lot of fun. As far as the whiskey goes, I really only have one bottle, and that's their limited edition 2020. It's finished, so I knock it a little bit there, but it's still really good. I need more Yellowstone, I really do. Steven, new wheels sound like a legit business write-off to me. I mean, maybe, but, here's how I try to explain it to my wife, though, right? If you have $1 and you spend the dollar in a tax-deductible way, then you are left with a tax bill of 0. But you also have a balance of 0. If you take $1 and you don't spend it, you are left with a tax bill of 33 cents, but you still got 67 cents left over. Now, what you don't want to do is take that dollar and spend it on something dumb, and then you got a tax bill of 33 cents, and you're left with negative 33 cents because you spent the dollar. So, yes, tax deduction, still got to have the budget, though. New England's the best hunting, says Uncle Nate. Would be pretty cool to know who's all been here from the beginning. Yeah, but of course, I don't expect everybody to remember when they subscribed or when they first found the channel. But if you do recall what month, I feel like we do need something. We need something to distinguish the OGs, don't we? I don't know how to do it. I'm open to ideas, but now that we're post 100K, or we're about to be post 100K, there needs to be something in here so that 5 years from now, I could be like, okay, some of these folks that didn't comment a lot, they can at least be like, hey man, look, I got a badge, I'm OG. Quentin, if you want a Discord chat, yeah, I'll jump in there for a little while. So after this, we're going to jump in the Discord and just do a back and forth audio chat for anybody that wants to be in there. Got a Stroker 460 block in the garage. The problem with that, Seth, is it's already 12 miles to the gallon. Do we need to make it any worse? Can I do a giveaway of the empty? Unfortunately, I can't, man. I've been holding on to these. I've been thinking about doing a little project with them, so I'm trying to get 4 of them for that project. I'm sorry. I've got 2. This will make the 3rd, and then I need to empty another one. Barnes is in Central Alabama and planning on going to the walk-up list for the lottery. What's a good whiskey that I could hopefully look for? Well, I mean, realistically, Barnes, we went last year and we were 50th in the walk-up line, and we still got a Thomas H. Handy Sazerac Rye from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. The people who were 25th in line got an Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year. So it just depends on, how dedicated you are, how far up that line you are, but you could get some nice bottles. For sure. If you show up at 7 o'clock, you're going to be 50, 60th in line at least. Valve seals of smokers. I mean, it could be, but it's not smoking. The car's not smoking. It's not smoking. So it could be valve seats, could be piston rings, could be what I read was that on these 460s, is if the crankcase ventilation, the PCV system, is not functioning properly, that the car will burn oil. And so I'm hoping we can just rectify that and it's solved and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Or I'll just keep pumping oil in it. As long as it's not smoking everywhere I go, that's fine. I can live with the oil burn. It's already 12 miles to the gallon. We're almost gallons per mile at this point, not miles per gallon. So just throwing a quart of oil in there every 200 or 300 miles, not a big deal either. Vendor for RNDC? What you normally get a hold of? Nice, Miles. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. Have to carry a barrel of oil? Yeah, exactly. We're just going to have a barrel of oil in the back. Can we somehow just feed it into the engine? I need a Maker's BRT. I need a Maker's BRT for sure. The Buffalo Trace, you talking about the Bourbon Cream? They had it for sale when I was there in the gift shop. I've had it before. It's fine. Honestly, I thought the Jim Beam Bourbon Cream was slightly better. Hate on me. I thought the Jim Beam Bourbon Cream was this much better and a lot easier to get. All right, trying to catch up here. Just the Buffalo Trace here is 80 proof. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing, Jolts. Didn't know it. Well, Peerless, like I said, we're talking about doing a Peerless barrel pick maybe. So I got the name of the guy. I thought his name was John Wick, and I was scared to call him for a little while, but that's an inside joke. I can't even tell y'all that story. I might get shot. Total Pecan Maker's Mark? I have not heard of this. All right, country boy. Classic Car Traveler just subbed. I'm a classic. What kind of classic car are you traveling in? I just traveled in a 1972 Lincoln Continental. It did not go well. It did not. Now, it wasn't bad. Didn't leave me on the side of the road, but I left some shit in Kentucky. 10% of my car is still in Kentucky. And we're like the Exxon Valdez when it comes to our efficiency with oil. Yeah, the Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream is really good. I thought the Jim Beam was actually kind of similar to it. EH tonight, first bottle. Yeah, EH Taylor's delicious. Yellow Spot or Redbreast Cask Strength, best Irish whiskey. I hear a lot of good things about those. That's good suggestions. We're going to start trying to do a little more, maybe some Irish content, definitely some Scotch content here soon as well. This is a Blanton's candle from the Buffalo Trace gift shop. So it's got the big pewter horse. This is the S horse. I want the one that's in the victory formation here. It's just like the little guy, but just huge. And this candle smells like vanilla and bourbon and a cigar all in one. Worms discovered the channel about 4 months ago. Been here for a minute then, because we've only been going for about 5. So Miles from last month. Hey, that's still what, that last month was probably it was definitely sub 75K. Maker's Mark's pretty good. Now, normal Maker's Mark's not the greatest thing ever, but their higher proof stuff's actually really good. Got the dibs on number 5. What are we talking about? Number 5. 3, 2, 1, 3, 1. I don't even know what we're talking about. That's how far behind I am. I got to catch up. My empty bottles go to my wife. She uses them for wedding decorations. Buddy got an Old Fitz Lincoln. I love the name. Buddy got an Old Fitz 17 in a lotto. He's been saving it to celebrate wife's graduation. I've got an Old Fitz 17 right here. I have not tried it. And if we hit 100K, if we get 204 more subs tonight while we're live, this sucker's getting cracked open, and I'm giving it a try. Right now, I'm drinking on the Old Fitz 9-year-old. Does drawing for high reward members? But yeah, that's kind of what I said in the video we released today, but somebody in the chat's like, that's not how they release all of their stuff. Thoughts on the college playoffs? Expand it, man. Expand it. Like, upsets happen. It's going to be so much more fun when they expand the college football playoffs. Clean intake, tune-up, take away some of that crank pressure. Yeah, exactly. PCV, what'd I call it? I think PCV always overlooked but important. Sure. Oh, yeah, we try to use OEM on this one anytime we can. Worms joined at 3 proof, man. Thank you. I appreciate the support. We got the $20 super chat from Worms here as well. How do you feel about the Basil Hayden toast? We just did a short on it. So how many toasteds have you had, Worms? Man just super chatted $20. Like, that's serious. I appreciate the support. I don't want to just knock the bottle he's asking me about. But honestly, it's one of the worst toasted barrels I've tried. But that doesn't mean it's terrible. It's just like, what are the toasted barrels I've tried? Well, I've got 2 Michters I did in that blind video we did, and then I've got an Elijah Craig toast. And it's not near as good as either of those, but those are the only toasteds I've had. So let me know which toasteds you've actually tried. My least favorite bottle behind me is probably going to be the Detling stuff over there. Oh, you can't beat the Smooth Ride for sure. Yeah, we just didn't have time to do a lot of stopping. 79 Trans Am with a teardrop camper. Dudes, is it T-tops? Have you got the hearse, the small T-tops? But that sounds like fun. Dad works at Exxon. Sorry. No, I did not. Shiny, I did not think I would ever reach 100K subs. I mean, that was the goal. It's always the goal. Like, I want to hit 1 million, but like realistically, definitely not in 5 months. Definitely not even close. Like, our goal was to have like maybe 5,000 by the end of the year. Like, that was a realistic goal for us. And then we were like, we might be able to push to 10. We might go 5. We might be able to push to 10 by the end of the year. That's a realistic goal. Just grow. You know, 100K. Lord have mercy. I mean, look at this. We are 195 away. That's nuts. Yeah, the stave. I got stave profile for the Maker's Mark private selection. Understand? E.H. Taylor was my 21st bottle to my collection. Hey, 21st bottle in a couple of months, man. Slow down a little bit. Patrick the Slim dropping. Why you got to do that to me, man? War Eagle, by the way. Miller, Auburn would have made the playoffs if they'd just been. No, not this year, man. Not this year. We wouldn't have made it if it was 50. They'd have had to put at least 100 in for us to get in this year. But there are years we would have made it. Get your ass on chat. Keep hitting that like button. I mean, don't hit it after you've already hit it, because this is not TikTok where you just like it to death. But, you know, 193 left. Got the Brewzle t-shirts from the site last week. Nice. Well, thank you, channel, for representing, and I hope you like the shirts. If you have any problems out of them, let me know. We'll take care of it. We stand behind those shirts. Joshua Miller sipping 4 Roses now. I want to see the Old Fitz 17 opened as well, Lincoln. I want to see it. That's what I'm saying, Seth. Look at that. It just jumped up right there. We might actually make it. I didn't think we were. When I went live, I was like, we need like 300. We're not going to make it tonight. Like, it's already starting to slow down. You know, this is the time of day where subs starting to slow down. I didn't think we would make it, but we've already gotten 114 since I set up the live stream. Bailey, any tips on whiskey burn? There's a technique. I suck at it. I just can't explain it to you. The glass helps me a bit, this Glencairn, but it's also just experience, right? Start with lower proof stuff. I have a technique in which I swallow that helps with the burn, where it just doesn't go down the center of my throat, but I can't tell you how to do it. Like, that's just how it is. I just can't. I just look like an idiot every time I try to explain it, because obviously I don't even know what I'm doing to make it work. Thoughts on Hugh Freeze? Oh, okay. So for those that don't know, Auburn, my team, the college I graduated from, hired Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze has some transgressions in his past. So probably not the nicest guy in the world. He has and I haven't researched them really in depth, but here are the main things that I think he kind of got in trouble for. He was paying players before it was okay to pay players publicly. Like, back then, only Alabama could do it, and now everybody can do it, and they didn't really like that too much, I think. And then he tended to like to call an escort service with his work-issued cell phone, which is, like, I don't care. Like, my guess is, honestly, he wasn't even doing it for personal reasons. My guess is he was just trying to make sure the recruits had a good time, but nobody can say that. But I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, yeah, I was calling them. That's, you know, you don't say that, because that gets you in a whole bunch of trouble. But, like, even if he was doing it for himself, like, not my business. Not my business what you do in your free time. But, you know, not a good look for sure. And then apparently there was a sexual assault allegation against one of his players at Liberty, and he took to defending the player to the person accusing that player, which, again, not a good look. Even if you want to defend your player, you don't go right to the alleged victim and defend your player, right? You can stay in your player's corner, but you keep your mouth shut and let the, you know, justice system play it out. So obviously not the shiniest Boy Scout we could have possibly have gotten, but realistically, most of the things he's done, I'm pretty sure most coaches have done. They just ain't got caught doing it. So most of them are not Boy Scouts. He's a pretty good football coach. I don't think he's the best guy we could have got, but I don't get to make that decision. I don't realistically know who all was interested. So that's pretty much where we're at. So we'll move on from the, like, I'm on board, win some games, everything will be forgotten. So Albert, thank you. We've been putting a lot of effort into the long form videos. So the long videos we've been putting out, we've been really trying to take that up. I've had a couple, like you notice we've been a little inconsistent because I've had several that just weren't good enough. We shot 3 or 4 videos, and well, maybe 2 or 3 videos. This is not good enough. We're not going to put this up. So we're going back through and reshooting those because we want to make sure that those long form videos continue to get bigger and better. Harry, I haven't drank a ton of Japanese whiskey, but most I've had are like single malts, and I'm not a huge fan of single malts. Let's see, where was I at? I've lost some here. How long has it taken you to build your collection? This is like 4 years worth of buying for the most part, I think. Heard about me on Bourbon Junkies when they featured the Russell's 13 tasting notes. Yeah, the live stream. Nice. Well, I appreciate it, Anthony. Thank you. Still trying to figure out TikTok? As in try to figure out how to get views on TikTok? Or just how to use it in general? In my collection right now, I don't know. I haven't counted in a while. Probably between the open and the few we have unopened, somewhere between 250 and 300 at this point. Quentin, how do you become a mod? I just have to appoint you a mod. But like, do we need a mod? Are we kind of slow on moderation or something? Did we miss something? Let me know. Sip it on some Bell. You almost got me. You almost got me. You almost got me. If I could make money selling that, I would. That'd be disgusting. But is that the moderation we're talking about? That's not too bad. I'll take that. To me, subs and views go up from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Interesting. Worms with a $10 super chat coming in here. Big ballin'. Any favorite double oaks? Woodford, like just good old Woodford. Now, I did go get this while I was in Kentucky, in Louisville. We stopped by Peerless and got this double oaked right here. We may crack that one open here in a second. Let me finish this. We may drink that now that I've kind of polished this bottle of Old Fitz 9. We may need that to fill in the gap for 143 more subs. Good whiskey with more upfront spicy notes. You want something with high rye, Coleman. That's what you're looking for. If you want like spice, typically you're going to be looking for rye. And it could be a high rye bourbon, but that's where it's going to go. When did you start getting into spirits reviews? Like I said, we really just started posting on this channel on YouTube in July. But so to give you an idea of why we started doing spirit reviews, I have another channel. We do some live streams for work where we just sit down and drink bourbon and talk about e-commerce. And so every stream I'd want a different bottle. So I'd buy a bottle, I'd have a few sips out of it, I'd sit it on a shelf somewhere. Next week we would do a stream, I'd just pick a different bottle. And so I ended up with like 20 or 30 bottles, and we were just like honestly just frustrated with that content, trying to figure out how to, we were putting a ton of effort into that content, and it would just go nowhere because nobody wants to watch that crap. And it's good, like people will search for it, they'll find it, it'll help them, it'll solve their problem. So we've slowed down on creating it, but we're working on kind of changing directions with it to make it even better for folks. But I wanted something where we just thought we might be able to get a few views. And so we had these bottles, so I just started shooting some videos with them and some little TikToks and stuff. And those took off, and we started doing pretty well on TikTok. But then I just quit for 6 months. Like I just had to take some time off, moving into this house, working on this bar. And when we finally got settled in here a little bit, we started doing this and started back up on TikTok and started doing the YouTube stuff here. Yeah, Albert, I did get unbanned from TikTok. It took about an hour. Like I've got some contacts now. We've gotten big enough where we have some contacts that can unban us, but it still just killed the whole vibe, killed the whole stream. So I'm not streaming there tonight because this is about YouTube, right? This is about the folks that have helped us over here get to 129 subs, 128 subs away from 100,000, which is just nuts. Apparently, McWhiskey, I have cracked the code, the Da Vinci code of getting subs, and it really is just really good, consistent shorts. And we, fair enough, we branch out from just bourbon, right? We do talk about kind of whiskey in general a little bit. So missed the 150 call out. Dude, it's just cranking. Like, this is, some days I'll just sit here and just refresh it every 5 minutes while I'm working just to see it continue to go up. It's just nuts. Bailey's new to the bourbon whiskey game. Bought my first bottle on the honeymoon 2 weeks ago, and it was Woodford Reserve double oaked. Yeah, that's good. So, Bailey, there's a video on my channel where I go over the top 5 bourbons for beginners. Watch that one for me, please. It's a long-form video. Like, skip the shorts, go to the long-form videos. It shouldn't be but a few weeks ago. It's actually 8 different bottles for beginners. So, Nate is slacking. All right, so I'm going to... There's Nate. Nate's still in here. All right, I apologize if I missed something. The chat's going pretty fast, but... Worms, what double oaks are you into? 4 Leaf's only going live once. Learned you can't say, you got to be real careful about what you say on TikTok. I'm pretty sure I got banned. Like, what had happened, someone, like, we had talked about several things, but somebody said, do a shot. And I was like, we don't do shots. Gone. Over. Finished. I was like, what? So I don't know if it was that word and it picked it up that quick, or if it was something we said 3 minutes ago and it just got banned. I don't really know. Nate can mute you if he wants to. What do I do for work? E-commerce. We build websites that sell things. So 120, is there 120 people watching this stream right now? Because that's probably 120. That's a freaking record. It's a freaking record. I don't think we've had 120 concurrent viewers on a live stream. That's crazy. More vids, less shorts. Yeah, well, we want to do both. We want to do more shorts and more videos for sure, Parker, excuse me. Nate is just a kid. I mean, Nate is a mod. The Crazy Josh EC was my favorite for a while. It was just smooth. That's crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading something. You talking to Josh. Peerless is a great bottle to refill the shells with. Yeah, I really like Peerless. Like I said, we're thinking about doing a Peerless store pick here pretty soon as, one of our next Brewzle store picks. Got to figure out that finish note. Yeah, so we were tasting it at Peerless. We did a little tasting at Peerless while we were there, and it has a flavor note on the finish that I just could not peg down. I could not figure out a way to describe that to people. It was interesting. A lot of their bottles, we bought 3 Peerless bottles. A lot of their stuff was really interesting and unique. Come on, 99900. Who's the smart ass that unsubscribed? Who's the smart ass that unsubscribed? Who's the guy? Who's the guy? Lord. Bourbon Heads Midday was today, McWhiskey. Nice. They hit me up about my wallet, so I think they're going to follow through on the promise to get me one of those memberships. I just suck at crypto, so I got to figure out how to get a wallet. So I'll get that going. Albert, thank you. I appreciate it. Non-pretentious approach. Well, Ben, so a lot of folks take whiskey very, very seriously. And there's a lot of fun content creators that don't. There really are. Some of them are good about trying, some of them play it up a little bit, especially on TikTok. They play up the seriousness a little bit, even though they're not necessarily. YouTube is a little more laid back, I think, with a lot of the content creators over here. But I'm not pretentious. Like, I don't pretend to know anything more than anybody else. I'm just having a good time, and it's fun to hang out with y'all. Yeah, we need to do more higher price points, like different bottles at different price points, Coleman, for sure. 127, Country Boy says. Nice. I know. 100 more to go. Look at it. 97. Let's go. My voice cracked like a little schoolgirl right there. What was that? Lord have mercy. I have not yet tried New Riff. I need some New Riff. I had a chance to buy one, and I bought this instead. I know. I didn't buy it from me, though. A friend of mine came over and drank all of my Weller Special Reserve. And he said he really, really wanted a bottle for himself. And I found this in the store, and it was pricey. I overpaid for it, but he wanted it so bad that I think he would be really excited at this 1.75 liter. But it broke my budget a little bit, and so I didn't get the new riff that I wanted. So I bought 1.75 liters of Weller Special Reserve. And this is where it all comes crashing down. Somebody's trying to be smart. It is funny, though, because every time we go live, and every time we post a long-form video, I lose subs. It's a weird thing. Like, folks that watch the shorts jump on here, and they're like, what, this guy's not talking about Fireball and, you know, partying? So they bounce. It's understandable. There's a little bit of a disconnect there between the shorts and our longer form content, for sure. Old Elk, Jesse, I have an Old Elk weeded. I like it. It's pretty good stuff. It's been a while, but been a while since I've been back to it. But that's really the only Old Elk experience I have. Thought it was pretty good, though. Was asking the difference between Elijah and Buffalo. Like Buffalo, but not Elijah. Yeah, Buffalo Trace is much more kind of sweet, fruit forward. And that Elijah Craig is just going to be more, I would probably describe it as more like toffee forward. So definitely a different flavor profile there. Want to be the 100K? Well, at least wait till we get up to like 99990 and then try to unsubscribe. But like, how do we even know who the 100K person is? I don't know. I mean, no clue. Members Mark Kentucky Straight Small Batch Bourbon is underrated. Members Mark or Maker's Mark? Yeah, the Lucky 13 miles from Widow Jane's my favorite Widow Jane. What's going on, Smokey? We are just trying to get to 100K. You see right here, we are at 99907. If my math holds up, that is 93 people away from 100,000 subs. And when we get it, we are going to open this Old Fitz 17 right here. 136 viewers concurrently. That's awesome. So apparently either y'all are hanging out longer today, which is cool, or we're reaching a new audience. If this is your first time watching one of our live streams, please let me know in the chat, or if there's something I could do to keep you around longer next time, other than having a big counter and a huge milestone that I can't hit every day. Let me know about that as well. 4-leaf unsubscribe, yeah. How about giveaways? So we've talked about doing some giveaways, Chris. Technically, me giving you bottles is not legal, right? It's not legal. It's against the terms of service of the platforms. A lot of people do it. I understand that, but we are going for scale here, and I would be a nice, shiny example for them to make for everybody else. So we try very hard not to do that here on the channel. Like we might, like there are other channels we might could do different things with different rules, right? What we're trying to do right now is if we could get this live stream up, like if we got 136, if we can get 150, 200 people on the live stream, I'm going to go try, watching that concurrently with the regularity. I'm going to go get a sponsorship. So the goal over the next few months is to go find sponsorships, see if we can get them to, put some money on a stream, and then we're going to give away the money. We're going to play games and we're going to give away the money. Because nobody can say anything about that. I give away all the money I want. I just can't give you a bottle. So instead of giving you a $500 bottle, we're just going to give away $500. That's what we're trying to build towards. So I did not plan on streaming today. We're going to kind of slow down on the Wednesday streaming, put all of the effort we can into getting the Monday stream, the best stream we can possibly make it. I feel like our shorts are better than anybody else's out there. I feel like our long forms are coming a long way to being the best we can produce as far as long form videos. There's some great content creators. That's no knock on anybody else. I'm just saying we're putting a ton of effort into making sure they're as fast-paced and entertaining all the way through as we possibly can, at least putting our style on them. And I feel like we don't put near enough effort into these live streams, and we want to do that. Like we put a ton of effort into our videos. I want to make sure we're putting that same effort into these live streams, and part of that will be giveaways, but it just can't be bottles. Smokey's not Smokey's first time for Project Scrap Heap, man. Well, thank you. Chris Cooper's first time. Rising's fourth time in here. If everybody you don't have to go make another account. We'll get there. What are we at? 85, 84 now? Costco has their Kirkland Barton 1792 years. Yeah, we're gonna get there, Michael. That's on our list for sure. I just don't have a Costco membership, but I'm gonna get some here soon. I hope so too, Rising. I hope we hit it. It looks like we're going to. I really didn't. Honestly, I did not think we would hit this goal tonight when I set up the live. I was like, let me go hang out with folks and let's see where it goes. But that was 300 subs and it was already 8 o'clock. So it was like, I don't know if we're going to hit that. But it looks like we're going to. So, a lot of new folks in here. I appreciate it. Make shorts out of the vids. Yeah, we tried that. They're not as good. Shorts are better when we film them as shorts, but we've done some of that. Jacob just started watching videos this week. Got some funny stuff and loved the car. My first car was a Lincoln Town Car. Man, that is a very inefficient first car, but I love it. Gift Glenn. So peeping. One of the things, we're going to give away some money, but we're also going to give away some Brewzle t-shirts. And we've got some pretty cool t-shirts at Brewzle.com. They don't just say Brewzle on them. Like, there's some cool whiskey shirts. We're going to give away some hats. We're going to give away, we do have some Brewzle Glencairns on order. We could give some of those away. So we are going to do stuff like that as part of the giveaways for sure. But we want to play games that make it fun, right? I just want to give away for giveaway. Let's add some stress and some drama and some interest and some intrigue, and then give stuff away. That would be fun. The Country Boys only missed 2. That's probably right. I know said 80, 82 now. That's how far behind I get. You're at 90, and I'm just like I'm halfway up the screen of comments, and then we've already added 10 more subs. Yeah, I know Four Leaf. I got you. Never met anyone with a name so close, but definitely know some skis. How much you pay for that bottle? This bottle? I have to. You talking about this bottle? It was too much. It really was. But the dude was just here. He was here Saturday to watch the Iron Bowl, and I saw this bottle on Sunday. I'm like, he would really like that. But whenever am I going to get another one? So I pay more. Like, I would never pay that if I were just going to drink it. But it was like $100. It was. I know. That's too much. I didn't pay for the Old Fitz 17. So I stood in line and I traded a couple of bottles that I got in line for this Old Fitz 17. So I didn't buy it. Joshua's first time. Well, thanks for watching. Favorite videos are when you go digging for whiskey and city. So like those are our biggest videos. It's where we go bourbon hunting. I was hoping to do one while we were in Kentucky. I was supposed to go up Sunday, but we had some trouble with the Lincoln. We just got up there late. Couldn't do the bourbon hunting in Kentucky. So we are, we've got the Vegas one that just came out. That's the only one we've got filmed. I'm going to shoot one weekend after next with the Alabama Lottery. That'll be the next one that comes out. But every time I'm probably going to try to get up to Indianapolis and shoot one as well. So those are my favorite ones to make, honestly. And I'm glad that you're enjoying those. Haven't had Decadence from Widow Jane there, Michael. Elijah Craig Curley single barrel? I have not had that. Have not heard of that. Again, the Onceler. I got a video on the channel, top 5 bourbons for beginners. There's like 8 bourbons in there, a lot of good options. But in there, I go through why I think they're good for beginners and why you should try them. So definitely look that one up. Love the keg, just vibe it in the back. Oh yeah, the Fireball keg over there. I'm trying very hard to get rid of that thing. We have filmed way too many Fireball videos. I better put Pepsi on that old. I don't have any Pepsi on the Old Fitz, but we might mix a little Dr. Pepper with it here in a minute. Anyone could buy alcohol at Costco, membership or not? Well, that's interesting. Now, the closest Costco is 45 minutes away, but I did not know that. Appreciate it, Darian Day. Trying the Fireball and Southern Comfort vanilla. Hey, try it. It's not bad. It's about the best use of Fireball. Oh, the whole chat just moved a whole. Super chat from Scott. What's going on? $10 super chat. Thank you for the support, Scott. I enjoyed the content, and you got me into bourbon. I started with Woodford Double Oaked and now have a nice 10-bottle selection go. I like the use of the term selection. You got it right. Not a collection. It is a selection. Thank you, and I appreciate the support, Scott. It's illegal to require membership to buy alcohol. That's interesting. That's interesting. You got to go, oh, but you also can't live in an ABC state. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, we're in Alabama, so I don't know if the ABC, I don't know if the Costco here in Alabama, I think it does sell whiskey, though. I really thought it did, but I haven't been in there. Miss Lori J was subscriber 99918. So you just subscribed. Thank you. Were you the one that unsubscribed and then resubscribed? That was the unsubscribe we had right there, wasn't it? Appreciate it, Four Leaf. How long did it take to set up the bar, and how long did it take to set up the bottles behind you? I mean, building the bar took months, but just setting them up's not that bad. They're almost random at this point. We keep getting them all down on live streams and then putting them back. I have not tried EJ Curly, no. I do have the POV glasses. They're in there charging right now. So I got the Ray-Ban glasses that you can press the button and record so when I walk in, I'm looking at the shelves, I can record them without freaking everybody out. I know 75. We're down to, was it? I got to do math. 68 more. Nice. Darian, the third video. Is there no, so Brevard, is there no whiskey? Is Indianapolis hunting, is that just going to be dead for me? Is that what you're saying, laughing at me there? Your homepage right now says 99.9K subscribers. I wanted to say 100K though. That's what I'm going for, right? Yes, Seth, I'm going to PRI. So I'll be up in PRI. We'll fly up Wednesday. I got to fly back Friday because the Bourbon Lottery is in Alabama on Saturday. So I got to fly back Friday and drive over and stand in line for the walk-up line at the Bourbon Lottery. Paid $80 for a 750 milliliter. That's still, ooh, that's a lot. But if you never tried it, I'm not hating. That's just a lot. What's the worst spirit you've ever tasted? I've got some really bad moonshine. Like you said, spirit. I've got some really bad moonshine if you want to try it. Fireball with horchata? I don't even know what that is, man. EJ Curly. Oh, so it's not Elijah Craig Curly. Why am I saying Elijah Craig? It's EJ, not EC. I can't even read today. Bugatti. Sorry about that. EJ Curly is a bourbon from Nicholsville, Kentucky. Definitely need to try. I'll keep an eye out for that. Selection is better than collection every single day. Jared Dukes just subscribed. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, help me out. Like, look at the counter. Look right there at the counter. So close. We are so freaking close. Project Scrap Heap unsubscribed. Ohio Costco does not sell liquor, just beer and wine. Is this the anniversary of the Kick Six? Man, we are reaching now for things to celebrate about Auburn football, aren't we? We are reaching. 150. We are not on 153 viewers. We don't have 100. I got 146. That's what it's showing me. But still, that is just nuts. Thank y'all for hanging out. Y'all let me know what I can get y'all to do. What I can do to get y'all to come back next time. That would be awesome. Brandon subbed. If Brandon subbed, you can sub as well. Thank you. Love the new video, Carrie. Thank you. Thank you. I had a lot of fun with that one. I wasn't sure how the video would turn out. I was like, this is really short. We'd better film me getting the bottles back home. And honestly, I think the getting the bottles back home was the the most fun part about that video. Big Hoss has been plowing snow. Where are you at, Big Hoss, where you've got that much snow? Weller's a good bottle. Had the pleasure of holding a bottle from 40-something years ago unopened. You better not hand that bottle to me, because I am going to be opening that sucker and drinking it. If we all post this on our Instagram story, can we get them to over 100, like over 10K concurrent viewers? Let's do that. Yeah, let's figure that out. What's up, Chris? What's going on? Jill's in the house over here. Jill's not going to come on camera, I don't think, but she's going to join for the celebration. Jill, we've got 62 subs left to go. You've been watching?
Yep.
Appreciate it. A random internet guy. Thank you. What time is Monday stream? I think we're going to try to go live on TikTok at 6 o'clock. And we probably will stream on TikTok for 2 hours and then come over here and stream at 8 Central Time, all Central Time. So that's what we're going to do this Monday. We'll see. We may adjust that. We may take the TikTok time down and make the YouTube stream. Like if we're only going to stream one day, I might stream a little longer, right? Is a Warehouse C a good trade for a Weller CYPB and a Sazerac 18? Like you traded a Warehouse C for both of those. I don't know what the value on that Warehouse C is. Those Elijah Craigs get crazy. I would open the Warehouse C if it were me, because I think I would enjoy that bottle better than either of those other two. But if you're just trading for value, if you're talking about just like how good's the bottle, I haven't had the Warehouse C, but that E.H. Taylor stuff is delicious. If you're talking about secondary value, I would have to look up what the secondary is on those. CYPB's come down. Sazerac 18 has come down a bit. It's not a terrible trade, but it's not. I don't think it's great for you. Shiny to 1 mil. I hope so. I hope so. That's crazy. I didn't think we'd get to 100K. How long have we been? I'm losing chats. I apologize. But yeah, we've been doing YouTube on this channel since July. So we started July. We had posted a few videos, just like some TikToks, just kind of seeding the channel a little bit. But we started going hard and heavy and posting regularly. The 5th of July was our date where we're like new content, not just repurposed TikToks. So this is all in 5 months. Called it up 40K, the first to 100K. So I think we're taking credit for it. It may or may not be accurate. Somebody can just argue with me if they want to, or just claim it themselves. But we're claiming to be the first bourbon channel to make it to 100K subs. There's some whiskey channels, there's some alcohol channels, but the first bourbon channel, even though you could argue we cheated a little bit because a lot of our biggest viewed videos are not necessarily about bourbon. Fireball's not a bourbon. So claim we cheated. I'm still taking it. I'm taking the crown. Seattle. Ooh, that's a lot of snow. What's the oldest drink I've had? Probably like a Pappy 22. Me and my 42 subs, just keep posting, Kale. You'll get it. 69 Old Crow Chessman you cracked for the bridal table, Thomas. That sound, was it good? Liz, first time here. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for the congratulations on the 100K subs. What's up?
Stuff and Whiskey was the one that commented they called it.
Stuff and Whiskey was the one that commented they called it? Jill really likes your channel.
I do really like y'all's channel.
Yes.
I really like your channel too.
You like my channel? I am her third favorite bourbon YouTuber behind, was it Stuff and Whiskey, and who are the other ones you watch regularly? She doesn't watch the ones that have a lot of testosterone, right? And no offense against the other ones, but you know, the Matt, yeah, Matt. But even Matt, you're a little, sometimes Matt gets a little edgy and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you like Matt. So Matt, Stuff and Whiskey. Who else do you like more than my channel?
I don't like them more. I like yours the best.
500's right on the CYP, yeah, it was up like 7, 8, and then it come down. 50 more.
I also like the Bourbon Van because they're doing
Bourbon Van.
They're doing bourbon and traveling, which would be like my dream
Yeah, yeah. I mean, drinking and driving is not usually a good thing. It's not.
They don't drink and drive.
I know. Shiny, the name Brewzle came from like a website / app we were going to do back in the day about beer recommendations. Funny thing is we're looking to maybe revive some of the ideas we had for that, but around bourbon. And then maybe we can expand it to beer sometime in the future. So it was just a beer thing. And so when we started doing the content, we thought we would do beer, bourbon, and barbecue. So we started with Brewzle, and the bourbon stuff took off because that's where we started. And so we just haven't got around to much else. What was it? I know, 49 to go. And we've had a ton of people watching too. We're at 180 concurrent viewers. We are setting all sorts of freaking records tonight. I don't know. We should do this every night. I'm just going to reset the calendar. Can I get some of y'all to unsubscribe? Tomorrow we'll go live again to get to 100 again. How much is Sazerac 18? It's been a while since I've looked up Sazerac 18, Brandon. I couldn't tell you. Like most of the BTAC stuff is going for 1K to 2K, right? Maybe 1 to 25. Sazerac 18 is not super desirable usually. So I would say it's probably 1,500, but I'm not sure of that. Like I would have to look that up. Fireball and cream soda is nice. Awesome. 46 more. Lord have mercy. The Chessman was delicious. Probably the most unique bourbon I've ever tasted. It's hard to describe, but it was very sweet. Almost like a flat Dr. Pepper. This comments like that are exactly why we did our tasting notes. It's people would be like, this tastes like a flat Dr. Pepper. It's delicious. Flat Dr. Peppers are not delicious, right? So it's just funny reading that. Like, you didn't say it was good. You said it was unique. Or you did say it was delicious. It's delicious, like a flat Dr. Pepper. And it's funny because I understand what you're saying, right? I'll do that too. It tastes like this, and these things are not delicious, especially not together. And then you'll say it's good. But it's just like that. Tasting notes in whiskey are just some of the funniest things to me.
What'd you do about Free Ranch?
Tight, just subscribed. Free Ranch right there. You want it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on. I have the music going, so I put my headphones on so I can hear the music. Jill wants some Free Ranch that we got in the video that dropped today. Oh man! All right, so Richard, someone who just started drinking bourbon on the channel, long form video. My top 5 bourbons for beginners. I could go over them, but in that video I go through why. And that video actually goes over 8 because I can't count. I always give more, right? You say 5, you give them 8. There's a Scotch safe place in the Discord. That's Uncle Nate's safe place. We should rename it Nate's Corner over there. Uncle Nate's Corner. Yeah, McWhiskey. Portsmouth Park was fun. What's the next thing you're going to? Okay, so Whiskey Weekend. I think so. It's kind of expensive, and I've got a lot going on that month. And so I'm still trying to wait until all the dominoes fall just to make 100% sure I'm going to be able to make it. But it is my intention on being at Whiskey Weekend. I think that one is in March, right? So it is my intention. I don't use the distiller app, but I'll have to check it out for sure. 1,500 for Saz 18 is about right. Okay. No, I wouldn't think it would be nearly worth that for sure. The Infinity bottle took a Blanton's bottle and started one up. Nice. That's always fun when you can blend them up like that and do your own thing, right? Then you just got something that's uniquely yours. Okay. Well, now we've dropped all the way down to 114. We ran everybody off really, really quickly. what I said, but we ran them all off. Get out of here. Anyone tried Mild Wolf? I have not. Appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you. Appreciate you hanging out. The tasty notes. We haven't done one in a little while. I got kind of tired of them. We may bring them back. I'm trying to figure out some way to make them more interesting and fun, though. My favorite country song about whiskey. Well, Jill's is Tennessee Whiskey. But you know, the Chris Stapleton version. So if Jill likes it, I'm gonna have to go with that one. I can't. How many other?
Well, there's probably a lot.
You know, some of the Eric Church songs are pretty good. So there's a time I'm just trying to think of, like, just list some that I really, really like that are about whiskey. I know I'm trying not to look, guys. I'm trying not to look. 37 more, 36 more. Look at that. And you know we're going to have some smart asses unsubscribe right around 999. You know we are. Uncle Nate's Corner, OG approved. Well, me and Uncle Nate are talking a little bit about maybe having Nate on the stream. So can we do a segment? We're trying to build segments into this stream. So it's not just the same thing. Can we bring Nate on and maybe me and Nate talk scotch for a little while, right? Maybe we each get a scotch, or, you know, maybe we're talking the same scotch, and Uncle Nate teaches me scotch. What?
There's some good songs.
There's some good songs. Name them. What do we got?
Okay, we got Tennessee Whiskey.
Yes.
By Chris Stapleton.
Uh-huh.
Whiskey Lullaby by Alison Krauss.
That's pretty good. That's pretty OG right there.
Hank Williams Jr., Whiskey Bent Hellbound.
That's pretty good.
Jason Aldean Drowns the Whiskey. That's a pretty good one. Travis Tritt, The Whiskey Ain't Working.
I thought she was going to wow me. She's got a couple.
River
Okay, that's pretty good. Whiskey River. I don't know if y'all can hear. So I'm sitting here they're just listening to me moan. They may not even be able to hear you say. Can y'all hear what she's saying? Or are y'all just listening to me make faces and noises? Whiskey River. So apparently they can hear. That's good. That's good. They're only going to try to unsub to be.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you found it. What is it?
Whiskey If You Were a Woman by Highway 101. That is old school right there. That's like, we should play that.
No, we get
Be
demonetized and
demonetized
all sorts of nasty.
That's a good song.
ASMR. Yeah. Let's talk about whiskey songs. Super chats. Doshi Bake. Got 130 proof Willet 9 purple top ready to pop. Oh man, I need some of that. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat and the support. And thank you for being here for this occasion. And that is a beautiful, beautiful whiskey. I hope you enjoy it. Should never mention people unsubbing. It's all good. It's fun. Let's have some fun with it. Like, there are no rules. Everybody unsub. All 100,000 people unsub right now for me if you would. And then y'all, we'll earn you back next week.
You lost your mind. Disregard what he said.
Just like, no, he's drunk. Stop.
No.
YouTube is like, now would be a good time to insert some ads. There's a lot of people watching. I'm not going to do that to y'all. I'm not going to do that. Seth says deal. Oh, I never did get through this Old Fitz 9 to try this. We were going to pop this Peerless Double Oaked here, but I'm really nursing this Old Fitz 9. 30 again. I know. We actually did some ASMR videos. We did, like, I got the big microphone out and we popped the bottle and poured it and just did some stuff. It was kind of fun. Yeah, DMC. Jill streams with us some on Mondays. So what I want to start doing is I'm trying to build segments. And so we may have a segment to where Jill comes on and streams with me for a little while. And then maybe we play some games. And, you know, we just have a structured stream where we do different things throughout the stream, rather than just sitting here and talking the whole time. And there'll be some talking segments as well. But yeah, she streams with me occasionally on Mondays. And she is a fun lady. Like, that's
He said I sound.
Oh, she sounds like a fun lady. I'm sorry, I missed that. Yes, she's very fun. $24. Getting there. How'd I get the Old Fitz? This was one of the ones I got back when Alabama was just like really easy to get whiskey. and you just showed up and hoped that the truck brought something. So I've been nursing that one for a long time. This one was dropped here in the state of Alabama, and somebody waited like a day or so in line to get it. And then they wanted bottles I had more than they wanted this one. So we were able to make an arrangement happen. Matt's in the chat. ADHD Whiskey, congrats. After tonight, can you take that rocket out of your ass and let someone borrow it for a few months? So Matt, I mean, I'm just telling you, we started a Discord where we talk about creating content, and you could ask questions if you wanted to learn how to build your own rocket. Or we could just pass my rocket around. We're probably going to want to wipe it off after I take it out of my ass, but you know, if you want to borrow it for a while, we could figure that out. I should buy a watch. I have really fat wrists, and so watches don't fit that well, and my phone tells time. Like, I'm kind of a practical person. So like, my phone says 9:34, and I carry this everywhere. So I don't know what to do with the watch. Like, I like watches always, because growing up, like, honestly, I grew up poor, and so like a Rolex was like, that's the thing. Like, that's what rich people have. They have Rolex. You watch Robin Leach and Lifestyles of Rich and Famous, they have a Rolex. I always, growing up, I wanted a Rolex. Like, gotta have a Rolex, gotta have a Rolex. And now that it would hurt. I would have to stop some other initiative, but if I really wanted a Rolex, I could get one. Not a super expensive one, a cheaper one. Like, instead of buying a Lincoln, I could have bought a Rolex. I could sell a car and I could buy a watch. But they're just not as fun to me, right? I'm just not as into them. And I get people are, just like a lot of people are not as into bourbon, right? People collect all sorts of fun things. Like, I was on Mr. Smelly. He was in here in the last stream. He has a YouTube channel with 34,000 subs. Dude has 800 bottles of cologne. Like, he buys vintage cologne and collects a bunch of different vintage scents they don't make anymore, which is just nuts, but fun at the same time. And I know a lot of people that are super into watches, just not my jam. 18, Seth, it moves faster than you can comment about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a little nuts. Cars are more exciting than watches. Of course, the fact that my cars are only worth what cheap watches are worth probably gives you an idea of the quality of the cars I have. Like, Maggie's about the best one. The rest of them are a little rough. Cannabis strains, you collect those? Are those collectible? Number 27, Maplewood finish. I've had it. I had one, I owned a bottle for about 30 minutes before somebody else wanted it more than I did, and I just gave it to them. So, I think the Fireball keg was about $70. I think roughly is what it was. Get the bottle on display. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have to. Oh, I got my Bluetooth working. I come down here, and apparently Windows had an update for me, so my whole streaming rig got broke down for the Iron Bowl because it's all in the middle of the house. So when we had folks over, I wheeled it out, put wheels on it, and wheeled the whole stuff out of the way. Came back and updated it. Now my Bluetooth works, even though my new live stream rig's on the way. GG4 Monkey Shoulder. What year? My F100 is a 72. My granddad bought it original, brand new in 1972, and it's very, very rough. But I'm going to try to get around to restoring it at some point. Just collect stuff in general. There's nothing wrong with collecting stuff. When's the next Vegas trip? I did not try the Stage Door Bar Casino. Y'all let me know what I should do in Vegas. I'm going to be in Vegas in January for sure. Probably for 2 weeks, maybe 3. So I've got a conference. I've got 2 conferences, and they're split by 5 or 6 days. So I should have 5 or 6 days to actually do something. Most of these trips I'm in, I do what I'm there for, and I'm out, and I don't have a lot of time for extracurricular activities. So the bourbon hunting I did, the video we released, I had to kind of work that time in. And honestly, we almost didn't have time to do that. And so, but I'll be there this time. I'll have 5 days or so of downtime where we might actually be able to do something. What do you think Elon Musk's drink of choice is? Tesla tequila? Got a 70. Yeah, mine's a 2-wheel drive, long wheelbase. 197. There's no way we got 197. Can we crack?
204 is what it says on my thing.
It says 204 on her thing. That's crazy. If we crack 200 tonight, that is just nuts, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out. This is fun. 201. A lot of folks saying we broke 200.
207.
Thank you, RBJ. Finally tried Old Forester 1910. Not blown away, but okay. Interesting. What do you like, Mr. Ritchie? Let me know if you weren't blown away by that. Now, I'm a 1920 guy, not the 1910, but that's just higher proof, right? More intense. If you don't like that Old Forester, what are you into? Jill's getting excited over here because it hit 99990. 212 people in here. Oh, God, this is awesome. How are we going to go back to a normal stream at this point? I don't know. It's not nearly as exciting. What's my opinion on Angel's Envy? I'm going to I'm going to record a review, and I'm just going to pop it in here so it just like shows. And we get that question a lot, Farrell. I'm not a huge fan of port wine finish stuff, but as far as port wine finish stuff goes, Angel's Envy is probably one of my favorites. It's pretty mild. If you like that sweetness it adds with the port wine finish, you're going to enjoy it. Pretty easy sipper. What's the next whiskey to get a Brewzle score? So we filmed a Woodford Reserve review, but it just wasn't good enough. So I'm refilming that one. So it'll probably be just plain old Woodford Reserve Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Are you recording it, Jill? We're recording it. We're going to record it. Hitting super chat from McWhiskey with the $20 super chat. Thank you, McWhiskey, for the support. With that, yeah. Well, I mean, I mentioned the unsubscribe, so they're trolling me a little bit. I get it. It's cool. It's fun. It's all fun. Almost there. Get the lights ready.
Woo!
Look at there. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
100K. I'm ordering a play button tomorrow. They better let me order that damn thing tomorrow.
Oh! Woo!
Everybody wants to be the 100K one, so.
Woo! That's awesome, everybody. Y'all are awesome.
Smokey with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Smokey. Appreciate it, Brev. Appreciate it, everybody. That is. Wouldn't have believed it. Would not have believed it was possible to even do. Carrie, appreciate it. Coleman with the super chat. Huge milestone, man. I mean, we got a bunch of viewers tonight too. That was awesome. Channel Jay-Z with the $20 super chat. Thank you. Like I say, guys, y'all don't even know. Like, y'all just don't even know. I need a fresh Glencairn. We're going to pop this sucker open. All right, we got to get a little Dr. Pepper rinse here. But when we started this channel, seriously, we thought in July, we're like, if we could get 5,000 subs by the end of the year, that would be incredible. Like, heck, we might almost pass our other channel in like 6 months. It took us 5 years to get 6,000 subs. So that is just crazy. Martin with the $5 Canadian super chat. Best fireball channel around. Get y'all. We're gonna get this cork pop right here. We're gonna I'm going to pause the audio real quick. Let's see if I can. I don't even know how. That's the microphone. All right, so. Beautiful cork pop. $17 which is what I thought it would take me to get 100,000 subs. We should be drinking 5-month-old bourbon. So this is Old Fitzgerald Bottle and Bond, which means it's 100 proof. It is at least 4 years old. All the grains came from one growing season, and it was aged in a federally bonded warehouse for 17 freaking years. Jill's over there recording. You know all this is live on the internet. You can just download that if you want to, right? Oh, you want to try this? I try it first. Definitely got some oakiness. A lot of nice vanilla flavor on that. Oh, it smells delicious. Wow. That's pretty good. A little too much oak. Like, I love the 13-year-old. This one's a little too much oak. But if you like that oakiness, it's amazing how little bitterness there is to that oak after 17 years. That's still an exceptional whiskey. The dogs are celebrating. Take a shot for 100K. We don't do shots, but we're going to drink it. Like, shots just mean you drink it quick. We're savoring. We're enjoying. Bring on the oak. It's definitely got some oakiness. I'm going to do a video of this now that we've got it open, though. I need to do a review. It's definitely got just a hint of bitter oak on the finish, but not a lot. What is it? What do you think? It's good.
It is bitter on the
Get a little bit of bitterness on the finish. How is whiskey made? Well, basically you take how bourbon is made. You take grains, 51% of them are corn, and then you take yeast, and yeast eats the sugar out of the grains, and it makes alcohol. And then so basically your yeast eats grain, poops alcohol, and then you distill the alcohol out of it, and then you age it in a barrel. Pretty much how it's made, to a certain degree. Definitely a grain alcohol, yes. That's what she said. Guys, that is 100 freaking K. And we did it tonight. In less than 2 hours, we added 300 subs. That is just crazy. Somebody make that a short. Thank you, Whiskey Tornado. I appreciate it. Open that old Forester 17 Old Fitz 17, excuse me, for Thanksgiving. Take it easy, country boy. Going to bed, Nate says. I'm probably going to go. Are clips not enabled? Are they not? Should they not? I don't even know how to enable clips. Like, is this a thing that we need to enable? Let me check the studio here. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get rid of the counter because I'm going to probably screw something up here when I do that. But why would it not be? When I go in here and create it should be. I don't know if I can change any settings right now, but like it should be. And if it's not, I apologize I can create highlights, but I apologize for it not being if it's not. I don't know. We're still kind of figuring this. That's what's funny. We're still pretty freaking new. Like, we crossed over 100K. We're still freaking new. We're still trying to figure everything out. And that's what, one thing we've got to keep telling ourselves is, like, we look at some of these folks, like the Bourbon Junkies or Matt at ADHD Whiskey that was in here, and they've got awesome communities, and they've got some structure built up around them, and they're pumping out barrel picks, and they're doing all these different things, and we're like, well, shoot, we got 100K subs. We ought to be able to do some of those things too, but they just take time. Like, there's not any fast tracking figuring things out and how to make that work, what retailers am I sending it to, how do we get these store picks, building the relationships it takes to be able to find some of these things, right? It just takes time to do all of that stuff, and we're still trying to figure out how to make it all better. So clips are enabled. I was about to say we should turn everything on. So appreciate it. We've got two folks helping me with this. Alex, Shred as we call him, and then Will, Brewzle Will, who you'll see in the Discord. Honestly, we wouldn't be at 100K. We wouldn't be as consistent as we are without them helping to make this consistent, because it takes a ton of time, and I don't have the time to give to it. So Shred does a great job of turning a lot of the crap. I'll just hand him a pile of shit, and he'll make a good video out of it. Like, really, no joke. The dude can edit gold. Some of the stuff I hand him, I'm like literally the Vegas video, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. And then I just handed him a bunch of footage, and it came out beautifully. He does a great job with those. And Will, does a lot of the posting and helping with, highlighting some of the comments that I should reply to and replying to some of the basic ones, setting up the Discord and helping manage a lot of that. A lot of the day-to-day legwork he handles for us. And so that just makes it really, really easy on me to do what I do. Is 1 mil soon? Like, at this point, I don't want to say no. The problem, like, if you're doing long form videos, you start to build up a pool of long form videos, and so your growth starts to become exponential. I don't know if that's the case with shorts. If we can kind of, if it starts to ramp up, if we can, figure out a way to take it to the next level to push to 1 mil, or if we just got to do this 5 times. But even if you're talking about 5 times, like, it'd be 2.5 years to 1 million. I think we can pick up the pace better than that, but we'll see. Yeah, as soon as Nate goes. It's all good. Links don't work. Yeah, I don't think you can post links in here unless you're a mod. So it's all good. Now I need Mr. Beast to drink with me. I don't think Mr. Beast drinks. I've talked with him a time or two, not like here, just at a conference, back when he had like 1 million subs. So Farrell says your comments not going through. I don't see any that are moderated by you, so I don't know if, like, YouTube. I see that. Congrats from Michigan's Thumb. Maker's Mark Private Select. Some of them are great. It is a good Wednesday. I wasn't going to go live tonight, but I figured I would want to celebrate this with y'all. So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did. Really am. Going to head over to Women of Whiskeys. Are they live right now? Everybody head over to Women of Whiskeys. I think I'm going to call it an evening here myself here pretty soon. And everybody jump over to Women of Whiskeys and watch that one. Appreciate it, Jigs. Try to hook something up with Cold One's YouTube channel. I'm open to it, but those channels are huge, right? And so, we're at 100K, we're growing fast, but we're probably going to need to add at least a 0 to the total we've got now and really get the long form videos up before we can get any sort of attention from any of those types of channels. Aaron, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all of y'all hanging out with me. I'm going to go celebrate with Jill for a little while before going to bed and getting up and trying to film some videos for y'all tomorrow. So, Farrell, been commenting a ton. I see one where it says you could share clips. I don't know, man. I'm watching. I've got mine set to top chat instead of live chat, so they might have been filtered out, man. I apologize for that. I try to switch it to live chat. Top chat sometimes just doesn't show some comments. Probably my fault. I think I see a few others from you here. I apologize for that. Yeah. So, Quadrant, I'm going to jump on the Discord. Good call right there. I'm going to go jump on the Discord to hang out with y'all for just a little while, so make sure y'all are in the Discord. if you're interested in that way we can just talk back and forth, right? So I'm going to jump over there, spend 30 minutes plus on the Discord chat, and sip a little more on this 17-year-old Old Fitz here, and then we'll catch up with y'all later.